Namaste and welcome to Indian Yoga. Today, another Panda practice as we work the spine and the hips. And take some time, this time you've set aside, to fill the body with kindness and love. So if you just start, or just before we start, a couple of things that will be handy for today's practice. Maybe a yoga mat, a bolster to make things very comfortable, a yoga block or two. Things that will make the postures easier to release and let go. So if you just start on your back, legs extended in Savasana. Just listening to the sounds fade away. Starting to notice your breath. And starting to bring your attention to your breath. And throughout today's practice, bringing the breath in through the nose and out through your nose. As we start to access the parasympathetic nervous system, this system of rest and digest. An opportunity just to notice your body, breathing in, filling your body with kindness, breathing out, letting go of any tension, and just bringing the mind to the breath, noticing the body resting on the mat, and our first posture today is going to be bridge posture. So here you'll need a block or a bolster. Bringing the feet close to the glutes, raising the hips, and grabbing your block, your bolster. Placing it at the base of the spine, top of the pelvis, and maybe a single height, maybe double height, maybe just a firm pillow. And spend a moment or two here, finding a spot that isn't going to pinch you, don't want any sharp or shooting pain. Want to have found a spot that you're going to be able to hold for about 4 minutes here. And so once you've found that spot, bringing the arms overhead, opening the chest, gentle back bend. And we'll hold these postures anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. We do this So we can notice our bodies, breath by breath, just work through our bodies and see where we might be holding any tension, any muscular effort. And again, breath by breath, just releasing any effort so we can start to access the deep connected tissue, the joints, the ligaments, the fascia encasing all the organs of the body, the muscles. These dense tissues just respond to these long held postures to let go of effort and allow gravity to do all the work for you. Just breathing in and out through your nose. In this stillness, just noticing your breath. And just a few more rounds of breath here. Now, on your next round of breath, bringing the arms back overhead, starting to walk the feet close to the glutes so you can lift the hips, release the block, and just allow the body to come back to the mat to come into your first Savasana. Between most of our postures, we'll spend a minute or two in a Savasana, giving the body, the mind, the opportunity to notice and return to calm, letting go of the posture, noticing the flow of chi, the energy, noticing the gentle opening of the hips. Just a few more breaths here. before we move into fish posture. And so here, using either a block or a bolster, I must say I find a bolster a lot gentler on the back, the lower spine. Maybe you've got a firm pillow. We're opening the top of the spine, allowing the head to hang over the top of your bolster or your block. Bringing the arms overhead, opening the chest, opening the throat. And then next we're going to plant the feet into the ground. Bring the feet close to the glutes, keeping the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to drop open. Maybe you want to rest the knees on a couple of blocks if it's too tense. So now, opening the upper body, opening the hips, just noticing the rise and fall of the belly with each breath. In the practice, you may notice after a couple of minutes, body just invites you just to drop a little bit deeper. Maybe you notice you're holding on across the chest. Allow the shoulders to release, allow the head to drop. Using the exhale to release, create space in the hips. Just smiling to yourself. Have your panda on its back. Breathing in, filling your body with kindness. Being grateful for this time you set aside just for yourself, for your practice. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Now on your next round of breath, bringing the arms back overhead. Using the hands, bring the knees together, allow the legs to extend in front of you. bringing the upper body up, removing your block, your bolster, your pillow, and just coming back down into Savasana. Just noticing the rebound across the chest, the shoulders, the hips. Noticing your body in contact with the mat. Just noticing your breath. Your mind begins to wander. Smile to yourself. Bring your attention back to your breath. There's nowhere else to be. It's just you on your mat, doing yoga and breathing. On your next round of breath, bring yourself up to a seated position. You're going to move into caterpillar posture next. Feet out in front. The hips have a tendency to roll back. Maybe you want to put a towel, rolled up towel or a block, just at the back of the hips. Tilt the hips forward. And then from the hips, just allowing the body come forward, head to hang heavy. Notice the length, back of the legs. Gentle lengthening of the hamstrings. Gentle suck into the stomach, allow you to release the lower back and sink a little deeper. Maybe you want to rest the forehead on your hand, on a block. Maybe you make it all the way to the mat. We all have very different bodies, different ranges of motion. Here, stimulating the digestive system. Lengthening down the back of the legs. Just notice, use your exhale to release. And there's no striving, there's no need to pull the body forward. Just class by class. Just introduce, or just start to improve the mobility. Maybe just a paper thickness. But with regular practice, you'll notice this improvement. And another thing in the practice is this opportunity to care for your body and care for your mind. We do this strengthening the mind as we enter zones of discomfort in a posture. This is where the body and the mind want to lead. Just remind yourself you're just doing yoga. posture will end. And just observe the discomfort. Let go of naming it. You stop judging it. You start to remove some of the tension associated with that. But keep it simple. Just noticing the breath coming in through the nose and out through your nose. I want you just to take a few more rounds of breath here in our caterpillar. Now on your next round of breath, just pressing the hands into the legs, bringing yourself back to a seated position. If you're on a bolster or a block, just removing that and making your way down onto your back into Savasana. Noticing the energy on the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, the release of the lower back, and just noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Just a few more breaths in this Savasana. The next posture we're moving into is going to be happy baby. So in the next round of breath, starting to bring the feet close to the glutes. And here, bringing the knees into the chest, reaching between the knees. We're aiming for the outside of the feet. Maybe you don't make it there, maybe you're just holding onto the thighs. Now there's going to be some effort in the hands. Now for the next minute, just working through this posture. And breath by breath, starting to release any effort. Start at the head, relax the neck against the carpet. Release the shoulders, allow gravity to bring the knees towards the mat. And then to do that, releasing the belly, releasing the glutes, releasing the hips. And if it becomes a bit much, you could try with the feet a little wider. And just notice where the target area moves then more to the inside of the hips. You can bring the feet a little closer. Otherwise, just coming back to your breath, allowing the knees to sink, hips to open, gravity to do all the work here. And just keeping your mind on your breath. Using the exhales to release. Using each breath to notice. Using the exhale, see what you can let go. And just a few more rounds of breath here. The discomforts may be a bit much, maybe gently rocking side to side, but just keeping your mind on your breath in the room. Now on your next round of breath, just bringing the soles of the feet together and allowing the legs to extend out. Bringing the arms by your side. Feeling the whole body now in contact with the mat. Suspending this savasana. Noticing each breath. Using each breath, eyes are soft. Breathing in down to the soles of the feet. As you exhale, feeling the weight of the heel, the calves resting on the mat. Breathing in, sending the breath through the legs. Exhaling, releasing, noticing the knees, the thighs, the hips, heavy against the mat. As you breathe in, feeling your torso. Exhaling, feeling the back, the shoulders resting heavy against the mat. Breathing in, sending your breath through your arms. As you exhale, releasing the fingers, noticing the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders heavy on the mat. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose. Feeling the head sink to the earth. The whole body resting on the mat. On your next round of breath, bringing yourself up to a seated position. We move into deer posture. So to start with, bringing the left shin parallel to the side of your mat. Right shin parallel to the top of your mat. And here we're just going to fold forward over the legs. Maybe you make it all the way to the mat. Maybe you're resting your head on a block or a bolster. This internal and external rotation of the hips. Gentle rotation of the spine. Keeping your mind on your breath. Noticing the rise and fall, the back of the body. Sending the breath to the hips. Breathe out, releasing the hips. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. On your next breath, pressing the hands into the mat. If you have a block or bolster, removing that. We're going to come now, releasing the hips, coming up into a tabletop. And we're going to rebound here in a half frog. So coming down into the belly, bringing the right arm out, shoulder height, bringing the right knee up to the right elbow. And if it's available for you, sending the gaze to the left. We've moved from internally, externally rotating our hips now. Just releasing, letting go, allowing the whole body to relax. Coming back to this opportunity to fill your body with kindness. Fill your body with joy. As you notice these small things to be grateful for. As we slow things down in our practice here, as we spend our time just noticing, just observing, being grateful and satisfied with what we have, we can begin to notice small things in our world outside. laughing children, beautiful flowers, the sound of the sea, noticing birds flying. Taking these small signs as opportunities to bring joy and happiness into your life. And we'll just take a few more breaths here. And on your next round of breath, just bringing that right knee parallel with the other leg, arms by the side of the body. Now the gaze can turn to the right. And just a few more breaths in your Savasana. On your next round of breath, you can move into and balance the other side. So just start bringing yourself up from your belly, tabletop, bringing the feet out in front. And this time, we move into deer on the other side. The right shin is parallel to the right side of your mat. Left shin is parallel to the top of your mat. And then just folding over that front leg. And maybe down onto a bolster or some blocks. Maybe you want to place a bolster under that left hip if you feel like you're rolling across to the left. And then just allowing any effort to dissipate. Coming back to your breath. Bending your breath down to the belly, release the belly, the lower spine. Using your exhale to release the hips. Here, moving our body in ways that we normally wouldn't, counteracting our yang lifestyles, counteracting sedentary lifestyle. You start to move the body, start to mobilize the joints, get to this deep connected tissue, opening the body, stimulating movement. Posture by posture as we impact meridian through the body, hitting contact points, starting to free the energy, the chi through the body, breathing in and through your nose, out through your nose. Just for a few more rounds of breath here. Now on your next round of breath, pressing the hands into the mat, bringing yourself back up to the seated position. Releasing the legs as we come up into a tabletop and make our way down onto our belly. This half frog rebound on our left side down. So the left arm out, shoulder height, bringing that left leg up towards the left elbow. Now if it's available, turning the gaze to the right. Nice passage twist the neck. Change our rotation of the hip, just allowing the knee to rest. Left hip to open. Whole body resting on the mat. Just breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your nose. Last few breaths here in this posture. On the next round of breath, turning the head back to left, bringing the left leg down, left arm, going to rest our forehead on our hand. You come into your Savasana. Now on your next round of breath, you're going to move into Sphinx posture. So pressing the hands into the mat. And here, elbows are under the shoulders. Gaze is soft and forward. Allowing the belly to drop towards the floor. As we begin to work the lower spine. It's a bit tight, you can open your feet a little wider. Class by class, just practicing feet together. We release the lower back, breath by breath. And just noticing the compression back of the spine, opening at the front of the spine. Using your breath, using this time in this stillness to just work through the body, release any effort. On your next round of breath, allowing the chin to drop to the chest, head to become heavy. Allowing gravity to do all the work. Relaxing your glutes, relaxing your hips, relaxing your feet, releasing the neck. Just for a few more breaths here. On your next breath, bringing the head up. From here, we're going to move into seal posture. So now, walking the hands close to the hips, our gaze is out in front of us. Bend is moving further up the spine. Effort in the arms, see what else you can release. Working on the hips, lower spine, middle spine now. Breath by breath. Creating spine, space down the front of the spine. Using your breath to stay in the room. Using your exhale to release. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Now on your next round of breath, just slowly lowering the upper body back down to the mat. Gaze to the right, arms by the side. Eyes can be closed or soft. Just breath by breath, noticing the whole body on the mat. Breath by breath, releasing the spine, the hips. Just a few more breaths here in your Savasana. Now on your next round of breath, bringing yourselves up into a tabletop position. From here, we're going to move into a wide knees child's pose. You maybe want a bolster to rest the chest on. Bringing the heels, toes together, sending the knees out. Wide as comfortable. Going to be here for about 4 minutes. Allowing the hips to go back. Glutes to the ankle, bring the arms out in front, resting the forehead on the mat. Maybe the chest is on a bolster or block. Here, nothing else to do. Child's pose, wide knees child's pose. Again, working our hips to lengthen our spine, compressing internal organs, aiding our digestion. Our arms out extended, opening our shoulders, our chest. The head below the heart getting filled, fresh oxygenated blood. Truly one of the most calming postures in the series. One that you can easily spend 10, 15 minutes, maybe even longer. Just following your breath in and out through your nose. Using each breath to fill your body with kindness, with joy and happiness. Using each breath, sink a little deeper. Nothing to do here, just focus on your breath. Now, as we draw to the close of today's practice, I'd like to thank you all for joining me here on Indian Yoga, for subscribing, telling your friends. Setup here is pretty humble. Just want to say it's my pleasure, my joy to share this practice. None of us spend enough time in stillness by ourselves, focusing on ourselves, taking the opportunity to fill our bodies with kindness and joy and self-care, all the while benefiting flexibility, our strength, our mindfulness to deal with discomfort. So we can just lie, roll around like a panda without a care in the world. Now you may want to stay in your child's pose for a little while longer. Otherwise, just pressing the hands into the mat, bringing the body upright, gently walking your knees back together, and making your way onto your back, into your final Savasana. As we listen to the sound of the bell fade away, I'll leave, as always, with Dalai Lama's thoughts to be kind whenever possible, and that's always possible. I wish you all infinite love and gratitude. Namaste.